Okay, so if you watch my previous video about the king and queen and if the president's not queen or whatever, who is, you'll get an idea of the fact that we'll all be becoming very healthy. And as I mentioned in that video, like I have a lot of energy. Like literally, I can jump up and down, no booze. I've never done drugs, never will try them because I don't need them because I'm basically like high on life, right? Music is my drug. Music, dancing, those are my drugs. So, you're thinking, okay, if these guys don't want to do anything violent, they don't want to kill anyone, they want to let them kill each other off or destroy each other while the rest of us get on with life, what about things like drugs? Okay, well, when you guys all get healthy, mentally healthy and physically healthy, and you're doing all these healthy things, you're going to kind of naturally wean off of drugs. You won't feel like doing that anymore. Like even alcohol, we're not just going to ban alcohol. But what happens, like for me, for example, when I was like going for a really hard time, I was drinking all the time. And I didn't notice how bad it felt until I started feeling better. And when I felt better, I only drank like once a month or so. Well, the first month, it was a little rough. And so I was like, ugh, that actually didn't feel very good. Because I was healthy, right? When you feel healthy, you're going to feel like crap when you drink the next day. So because I was healthy, I waited like, I think 2.5, almost 3 months till the next time I tried it. Well, because I was way healthier, I felt even crappier. So you're going to drink less and less because we'll be healthy, not because we're like forcing ourselves or shaming ourselves. These things are going to fall away. And so also drugs will fall away. And then, well, if the drugs fall away and everyone is weaning themselves because they're high on life, what's going to happen to all the drug dealers? They're thinking, oh, well, what's going to happen to me? I'm going to go broke. Well, you're not, because if you look at the previous video, we're all going to be taken care of. And so you'll become a part of that. You won't feel ashamed of yourself anymore, and you'll start becoming part of society. This is for the drug dealers that were pushed into it, though. These are the ones that I'm talking about, the ones who are under duress. Because a lot of people are thinking, oh, they should all go to jail and blah, blah, blah. Well, a lot of people who are drug dealers were pushed into that life from a very young age. Society pushed them that way because they were in abusive homes and they were under duress. They didn't want to be a drug dealer. They didn't want to be like an outcast of society and be a slave 24 hours a day, feeling horrible about themselves and all that. So the ones who are under duress, you guys aren't going to judge them because you guys are the reason they exist. Just face it. A lot of people, well, if you weren't buying it, they wouldn't exist. You guys kept them in business. So when they go out of business, as a natural consequence of everyone becoming high on life, you are going to not judge them. You're going to welcome them into the tomato group, helping grow the tomatoes, the delivering food group, or the building water slides group, whatever group it is for the day. You're not going to look at them and judge them. You're going to just welcome them in too, because they were already living in hell under duress. So what about the drug dealers that did it for money and power? Well, like I said, all those kinds of people are going to be destroying each other when we quit giving them our power. They will have no choice but to destroy each other or destroy themselves. So don't worry about them. The less you give them your money, the less power they have. So the ones that did it for power and money, they're going to be destroyed. But the ones who did it under duress, they're going to be restored, not destroyed. They're going to be restored, okay? They had a life of hell that pushed them into that. So the war on drugs will be everyone becoming high on life, so you will naturally fall away from those things. And they'll be replaced with all the things I talked about in my previous video. Things like gardening parties, learning things all day together as a community, welcoming everyone in and not judging, because we've all screwed up. Just face it. All of us have done all kinds of horrible things because we weren't under the right rule. We were listening to our egos instead of our conscience. And so when we're in the kingdom of heaven, that's how we'll have heaven on earth. We will listen to our conscience instead of our ego, and we won't be controlled by all of these things. So anyways, this is just an introduction to the war on drugs. It won't be a war with guns, and it won't be a war of putting everyone in jail. It's going to be basically, it's going to fall away from everyone eventually, because you guys will be high on life, and then they're going to be high on life in a different way. Instead of selling drugs and making money, they'll be part of the community, and everyone's going to be taken care of. Like, we'll have all the food growing people. Everybody will go where they're inspired. So say you go to you're driving around thinking, what do you feel like doing? You go by the tomato place. It's just packed. There's already like 100 people there. You're like, well, they don't really need my help there. There's a lot of people there. Well, you're driving around and you see the water slide. Oh, they're building water slides there, but there's not a lot of people. So you go and check in with the expert water slide builders, and you're going to help there for the day. And then people are going to learn how to do all these different skills. So this is just an introduction and sort of showing you how these things are going to play out once we all start working together. So the war on drugs is becoming high on life.